Picasso for you is FIV. Picasso. Reception. Okay. Have a nice match, please. Let's make a photo. Thank you very much. Please.
Cheka, you are one way far to the quarterfinal. The first game, your opponents tried to force their chance, especially in the second set. But what do you think about this and about the game today?
Yes, well first, our team is very excited to play this game. We know how important it is, and this is a very good opponent to play. Everybody knows what's on the line. It's a chance to play in the quarterfinals, so we will do our best and push from the very beginning.
What about a possible chance of playing in a final again? Because this time, I think it's gonna be a little bit more difficult.
I think every year it's difficult. It's not easy to play and get to the finals. No matter what, you have to play the best teams in the world, or the best teams in Europe, I should say. So it doesn't matter who's in front. You have to beat everybody to get to the finals and to win, which we've done very well the last 2 years, and I hope we can do again.
Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for the first game because your performance was really good, not bad, especially in the second set. But for now, for today, what should you do more or less?
Well, we know that it's always hard to play against those teams, and just like the last time, we want to give our everything, and then we'll see the results. We obviously are not favorites, but we like to show our skills as much as we can. Of course, we can improve in every element, but we know it's hard because those kind of teams don't really let you play your best. But at this point, it might be our last match in this championship, so I just hope that we will put good volleyball on the court, and then we'll see what happens.
Try to be more aggressive or maybe a better reception?
Yes, of course. As I said, there are elements where we can be better, and we usually are. And we will try to do this, so let's see what happens.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Good luck.
Okay.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the CEV Champions League. And we have an exciting matchup. You already heard from two of the star players of each of these teams, but we have the reigning champions of Champions League, VakifBank ISTANBUL of Turkey, taking on PGE Rysice of Rzeszów in Poland. My name's Key Michael. I'm excited to be your host for this matchup as the captains met just moments ago to determine the serve-receive lineup. Well, we are joining you from the VakifBank Spor Sarıyer Arena here in Istanbul, and both teams arrived ready to battle it out. 7 teams already qualified for the quarterfinal round. One more spot is up for grabs, and it's going to be one of these two teams. VakifBank taking on Rzeszów moments from now. Well, we are in the knockout round format, meaning one match at home and one match away, and all the pressure is now on Rzeszów, having lost the last match at home 3-0 to the Turkish powerhouse of VakifBank. 5 teams already advanced. They advanced automatically to the next round by winning their respective pool phases. Those are 3 Italian teams, Milano, Scandici, and Conegliano. Some names you'll know well if you've been following along in this competition. Vuj of Poland and Fenerbahce of Turkey. Now yesterday, Zajabashi of Istanbul and Stuttgart of Germany grabbed the next 2 spots. And the final ticket will be punched today for one of these 2 teams. Here's a look at the final matches. Only 1 set was given to a losing team in the last couple of matches, and that was that 3-1 Zajabashi versus Promete. Stuttgart won 3-0 both their matches, and VakifBank, as mentioned, already won 3-0 against Rzeszów. So they have some catching up to do. This is the 4th meeting between these 2 teams. They did meet in the 2022 quarterfinals. Now VakifBank won that quarterfinal tie thanks to a 3-1 home win after a 2-3 away loss. So remember, in Champions League, if you win 3-0 or 3-1, you basically get the full 3 points, and a 5-set win, you're only getting 2 points. So that's how that format continues today. The same logic applies. Rzeszów, after losing to VakifBank last week 3-0, they now need a 3-1 or a 3-0 win in order to force a golden set. On VakifBank's side, they basically just need to get 2 sets in the bag, and then they are moving on. That's what Zajabashi did, and that's why they were able to switch up their lineups in that last match, and all the pressure was off them because they knew they'd already made it forward. Well, Rzeszów's other 2 Champions League encounters with any Turkish opposition also ended in defeat, unfortunately, a 1-3 and a 2-3, both of them against Zajabashi in that 2023 quarterfinals. VakifBank, on the other hand, they've won 23 of their last 24 Champions League matches against a Polish side. The only exception was that previously mentioned match in the 2022 season. Now, as we mentioned, VakifBank won that last meeting. An impressive 3-0 means they not only have the home advantage today, but also that confidence of that win under their belt. The first 2 sets of that match, relatively simple for VakifBank. Scorelines keeping the Polish side to 20 and 12, respectively, in the first 2 sets. It wasn't actually until the 3rd that Rzeszów found a second wind and pushed their opponent into overtime, but alas, finishing 28-26. In terms of scoring, VakifBank outperformed their opponent in every category in that meeting. 8 stuff blocks to 4, and 4 really well-timed aces on VakifBank's side, and they only gave up 10 errors, and that just made it really difficult for the Polish side to get any kind of rhythm. They needed to earn every single point. VakifBank, who's coached by world-renowned Italian coach Giovanni Guidetti, they were led in point scoring, unsurprisingly, by their outside hitters. It was an almost all-American affair. Ali Franti of the USA with 18 points, who delivered some firepower. There she is on the left hand of your screen wearing the number 1 jersey. She was a spark all over the court, including 3 blustering aces. And she was going up against her former team. She played for Poland, for Rzeszów in Poland back in 2019. Jordan Thompson in the opposite, and Chiaka Ogbogu, who you just saw there in the middle, both Olympic gold medalists. They gave us a little taste of what we might expect at the Paris Olympics this summer: speed and precision. Ogbogu put up 7 of the team's 8 blocks. She proved pretty much an immovable force at the net. And then, of course, you got Gabby of Brazil, captain of the squad. She's been with VakifBank since 2019, continues to be a protagonist of the squad. She also added 17 points in that last match. She was the 2nd top scorer for her side. Now, for the Polish squad, Rzeszów, they proved a little one-sided at times. Amanda Coneo providing the majority of the points. 20 she had, 18 of them were from attacks alone. Gabriela Orvasova was the next highest contributor with 12 points, but the execution was lacking from the other zones of the court. That tough service pressure that's always coming from the Turkish side, it led to a really poor reception percentage, and you heard in the pre-match interview a couple of questions regarding this. the Polish side never peaked over 40% in perfect reception or even positive reception, meaning it was really a difficult slog trying to get that offense running. The middles, barely even a look in, a measly 3 attack points among all 3 middles. You just don't see that at this high level game. Using the middles is one of the most important parts, and it all stems from a good reception, handling that ball, getting it to your setter, and allowing that full offense to be run. And that was one of the main troubles that the Polish team had last time they were out on court against VakifBank. Now, it's not that VakifBank relied extremely heavily on their middles. Ogbogu and Gunesh secured just 9 points in the offense together, but it's really the possibility of the attack that can be just as dangerous as the attack itself. And with reception between 40 and 70% range, VakifBank were just putting their setter Jansu in a much better position to use players like Gunesh, who is on your screen right now. Rzeszów, they had a 3-win, 3-loss record in the group stage, but they lost their last 2 matches. Now they lost 3 in a row, so that's a tough mental to climb. A tough mental mountain to climb in itself. Gabriela Orvasova was Rzeszów's top scorer in this season's group stage. She had 117 points. Impressive for a middle. She's already overtaken her record scoring from last season, where she had just 75 points. VakifBank, who you see on your screen, are hoping to become the first team to win the Champions League for the women 3 seasons in a row. Last season, VakifBank progressed from the playoffs after 2 straight sets wins against the Polish side Vuc. VakifBank have also won each of their last 7 knockout rounds in Champions League since that 1-3 defeat against Conegliano in the 2021 final. And here's who's going to try to stop them this side, with a few pretty impressive players, and we've seen what they can do when in system, when in a good situation. VakifBank, they actually only won 5 of their 6 group matches this season, with a stinging 0-3 loss at home against Milano, and a former star player for both VakifBank and Conegliano was there. Well, we'll step aside for a moment as we observe the Champions League anthem. The Champions League, VakifBank of Istanbul taking on Rzeszów of Poland, and it always gives me goosebumps to hear that anthem. The players themselves, always an honor to represent the CEV in this high-level competition. VakifBank, reigning champions, but they were in 2nd place in pool play. They lost to Milano, and that team has one familiar face, Poligonu. That's how they find themselves in 2nd place. And in the position now, they need to qualify for quarterfinals. Things are looking positive for the Turkish. Just 2 sets won here today would help them move on, and they would have to face the undefeated Conegliano in the quarterfinals on the 29th of February in Italy. The referees for today: Dejan Rodic of Serbia and Ilaria Vagni of Italy. Now, I mentioned already Franti and Thompson, VakifBank's top scorers so far in the competition. Gabby had the best blocking efficiency so far as well of all the players in the group stage. Here we are looking at the starting lineup. No surprises here. Franti and Gabby on the outside. Jansu through the setting spots. But before we meet the home players, here is Rzeszów and what they're sending out on court. Number 8, Anna Obiala through the middle. Veneska in the setting block. Jurcic, Kalandadze, Koneo, and Obiala. Vagovska in the libero jersey for Rzeszów. And your home team, reigning champions of Champions League, VakifBank of Istanbul, send out their starting squad here at home. Ali Franti gets the first nod. Cansu Ojbe in the setting spot. No surprises. I think we already saw a sneak peek of the starting lineup on screen. Chaka Bogu will be looking to do some damage at the net as per usual. Gabi, captain, Brazilian outside hitter. Gunesh, fan favorite middle blocker wearing the number 18. And Jordan Thompson rounds it out. 3 Americans on court for VakifBank. Perhaps a little taste of what we might see at the Paris Olympics coming up, and they have been working hard to get this team in a good position. Let's not forget about our head coaches. Giovanni Guidetti, head coach of Turkey since 2017, now with Serbia. Swapped roles there with Santarelli. He's been with VakifBank since 2008. Previously coaching in Italy. Always a pleasure to work with. Of Rzeszów, Stefan Antiga, head coach since 2019. Previously coached the men of Canada and Poland. Was a player until 2014 himself throughout Poland, Spain, Italy, and France. Plenty of experience on the bench there for Rzeszów. Well, we are just about ready to get underway, and we will do so with a smile on our faces wherever you're watching from. I hope that you are ready for a big matchup. It's all on the line. Both these two teams need the win to move on to the quarterfinals. The question is, as it's a knockout match, who's going to show up on the day? Can Rzeszów pull a rabbit out of the hat? Or will the reigning champs be on the podium again? Here we go. VakifBank on the left in the yellow, taking on Rzeszów of Poland in the blue. And the first point is in the books. A big stuff from Gunesh. Sending a message to Amanda Koneo. Cansu from the line again, looking a little deeper this time. Now that's something that VakifBank are known for. Fantastic serving, aggressive at all times, and they're trying to start off strong with a bit of pressure towards the end line. Katarina Veneska, Polish setter, on the line that time. Good defensive play, keeping the ball alive. VakifBank again at the net, slowing it down. There's a chance on the right side. Gabriela Orvasova, Czech opposite, 22 years old with a big swing. A little bit of an out-of-system play already, so targeting the hands of the big blocker Gunesh on the other side. She gets a chance to respond immediately. Love that set from Cansu, keeping your middles involved. Early doors, establishing that zone. That's what VakifBank did really well in the last match, establishing all zones of the net, really making it tough on the blockers of the Polish side. Thompson with a slice and dice. How about that angle from the American? You just don't see that very often, especially in the women's game. That kind of elevation and avoiding the block with such clever and sharp cutting. Different strategy there, through the middle, straight down the center zone. But again, using that quick ball, that quick attack, getting Magdalena Jurcic involved in the offense early. And Kalandadze finds the libero. It's Thompson again, going stronger off the hands. Thompson, a protagonist of the USA national team. You can see what's happening there in that slow motion. The arms of the blocker off the net, hanging back a bit, and she's really gone straight at him. Full power. The response from VakifBank. They're the ones tooling the block of Poland, but not getting tooled themselves. Strong core there between the two blockers. Gunesh on the serve. Ball back to Orvasova, gets one done. Orvasova of the Czech Republic helped her team win a silver medal at the 2019 Challenger Cup with the FIVB. Here comes Jurczyk. 28-year-old Polish player, been with Rzeszów since 2021. Gets a little scramble on VakifBank's side, but an excellent swing, high and hard. Now you have a look at the replay here as Franti, she's aiming up, and you don't often see that kind of swing. She's not looking to get that ball straight down. She's going at the hands of the block. She's really testing them early, and so far, VakifBank's been winning that battle. Five. Thompson at the line. 28-year-old American gets her team in a good position, and another stuff block. This time, Chako Bogu getting in on the fun. Bogu was the go-to blocker for the last match. I have a feeling she's got a little bit more up her sleeve today. Line shot, strategy. Get the overpass, everyone ready for it at the net on VakifBank's side. Watch the eyes, Franti making one little move, gets her feet in front of the ball, and it's just a matter of asking, is the setter front row or back row? If she's back, that's all you all day long. Ooh, good scramble play. Rzeszów keeps it alive. Ball to the outside, Franti blocked but covered. And Rzeszów have a little bit of joy. It's been an all VakifBank affair in the last couple of points. Orvasova, three-time Czech Cup winner. Now, if you're sitting at home thinking, how is it possible? Professional level players missing their serves. I'm going to tell you right now, because it's going to happen throughout the match. Every player, when they go back to serve, is thinking, how can they put pressure on the other team? Do they drop it short? Do they make it long? Do they put a little bit high, a little bit of spin? Not a matter of just getting the ball over. So you're going to see the errors creep in, but that's when the aces are even more sweet. And Coneo, a big part of the offense for Rzeszów, 27-year-old Colombian outside hitter. Looking for the deep corner, finds Franti, ball's out of system. Gabby on the outside, swing and recycle. Gabby gets another chance, this time to tip. Clever move. Third time, it's a charm. VakifBank, patient as ever, one of their superpowers. First couple of swings just into the block to go again, get in a better position. And the third time, that set is absolute perfection. Bogu looking deep into the court. That's a quick play behind. Love that action from Rzeszów. They needed to use the middle. Ooh, hang on a sec, hang on a sec. Well, that's looking like a tip throw to my eyes. Referee saying it was held a little bit long. Now that's a judgment call, so you at home can make your own decision what you think. The rule is you can't hold it, you can't lift it, but push throw, that's something players are working on, especially in 2024. So Anna Stensel Obliala not given the benefit of that doubt, but as they do like to say, the ball never lies. So point goes back to Rzeszów. Obliala, 28-year-old Polish middle blocker on the serve. Finds Franti again, tight ball, Jansu doesn't care, all over it. Excellent reactions from the Turkish setter, 27-year-old Jansu Ojbey. Been with VakifBank since 2016. She was called the best setter of the Euro Champs in 2023, and you can see why. Great ball in from Rzeszów. Good defensive play to keep that off the floor. Thompson goes again, and VakifBank are having a day. It's getting tougher and tougher by the looks of it to try and slow down the powerhouse on the Turkish side. Timeout. Let's see what they got.
Okay, be ready. Sometimes I will commit. Okay, like the last one. Anyway, on high ball, like the last one with setter, if you have the opening in the middle, go higher. Okay? So, there we go. But now just higher than usual. Also there, if you need some power kick, okay, line. To recycle the ball, that's something we can use. Let's go. Let's go.
Things just starting to unravel, and this is my favorite part of any match, I have to say, because nothing's written in stone yet, and both teams are trying to show what they've got, really kind of set the tone for the match. And of course, momentum's going to shift back and forth throughout the match if we go 3, 4, or 5 sets. But VakifBank early doors have established aggressive swinging, tough blocking, and really strong serve. Rzeszów trying to find the floor. Franti from the back, and that is working so well. It's the first time we've seen that pipe attack. However, there are so many options on the offensive side for Jansu, and that's got a lot to do with that first contact. So they're starting with a tough serve, getting a relatively simple swing back, and then just going into their system. Jansu going again. Cuneo trying to do something. Cross court slam to the sidelines, looking really good. And that's something Poland's going to have to look, not Poland, Rzeszów of Poland. Quite a few national team players on there, however. They're going to have to look for some angles. They've been swinging kind of directly into VakifBank's block so far. Whereas VakifBank responding, Gunesh getting a cheeky point. Getting underneath the angle there, and her middle's already gone. She's got a one-on-one. Knows early days which way she wants to go. Comes Gabby at 14-9. Rzeszów using the outside, swinging down deep, hoping for that to tag the line. The referees don't think it did. We might have a challenge. Nope, instead we're going to have a timeout. Second timeout used up by Rzeszów. Let's have a listen in.
Bardzo dobrze tą twoja pozycja. Tylko zaczynasz tu i robisz taki lecisz po prostu. Okay? Tylko ważne, żeby być w stanie tutaj. Moment wystawy już robisz ten pierwszy krok. Okay? To samo będzie taki flatline. Ale pozycja startowa tu. Okay? Co chcesz, ale flatline wysługam.
I mentioned before, Stefan Antiga played for France. He was an outside hitter, but he was also the MVP of the Polish League in 2009. So I have a feeling he's got a few words of Polish under his belt. Communicating well with the players. Back to the match, 15-9. Gabby on the serve. Balls come back out of system play. Swing into the block to recycle. Franti gonna go harder, and she does turn it down the line. And this is a theme that we're now seeing on VakifBank's side. If the first ball doesn't go well, it's a softer swing into the block. And look around, look at the players, all of them, 3, 4, 5 players bending low, ready to cover. On that occasion, Franti turning down the line into the hands and out of bounds, but all the players ready to go for a second, third opportunity. Slagowska into the mix. Poland with a good defense. High ball to the outside. That one's soft, easily handled. Gabby coming back in the recycle play again. Thompson with a tricky under the block move. The veteran of the international game. Olympic gold medalist for a good reason. From an out-of-system set, looks at the court, and she's recognized there's a player creeping in looking for her tip, so she goes long to the sideline. That's an excellent play. 17-9, VakifBank squarely in the lead. Good pickup off the block, the slowdown from the front court players. And the change-up. We haven't seen the same swing twice out of Thompson. I'm loving her play right now for the variety that she's showing us. Tips, sharp cross angles, deep into the corners. Giovanni Guidetti is really establishing how he wants his team to play, and there's just no rhythm that any team can recognize right now. Thompson going again with a stuff block on cue. A one-on-one, and this is really indicative of what's happening to the Rzeszów side right now. They haven't found any cracks in the armor. Ball's off the net. Tip, not gonna work. Gunesh with a low set, tries to do something. Second time, another tip. Overpass, Gabby on it. Franti, harder cross, good defense. Polish side trying to go harder. That is not the solution. Gunesh and Thompson with a monster block. Well, that ball was dying inside all day long. Slagowska trying her best. You saw that external rotation of her arm there, trying to go underneath it, but swinging harder right now at VakifBank is not going to be the solution. Fresh player targeted. Ball goes cross court, no touch. And VakifBank continue in the right direction. Another couple of changes as Anna Kalandadze came back on, as does Gabriela Makarawska-Kulej. Scramble play from Rzeszów. The tip goes long. Gabby underneath it. Jansu to Franti. Cross court, but it's coming back. Simple play. Thompson with the angle again. The Terminator on the right side. Well, we see the final play and the execution by Thompson there on the right, but everything just looking really functional on VakifBank's side. Everyone with the heads-up plays, some defense, out-of-system work. All that work they're doing before touching the ball is what's paying off. Poland needed that one. Big swing into the arms of Gunesh, who's still moving. Trying to catch up there on that right side, but it's a 10-22 lead VakifBank has at the moment. Tough serve, but perfection onto the head of Jansu. That looked like an extremely aggressive serve. And Gabby just throws out arms, just puts her platform in the way of the ball. Just casual. Gets a perfect pass. Another change. Wiktoria Kowalska, Polish opposite, 24 years old into the game. It's 23-10 lead. VakifBank looks for the middle of the court. And there's a clever move. We haven't seen a lot of that. We've seen a couple of tips so far, but not any quite as sharp behind the block as that one. And two players having to watch that ball fall. So good work by Corneo to recognize that moment. Rzeszów needing a little more of that. Thompson down the line this time. She's worked the angle often. Another good block. Does not fall. To the middle. Ogbogu with an off-speed shot. VakifBank finding ways to score even when the situation's not perfect. It's kind of the story of the match right now for VakifBank, just making it look good. It's 24-11, set point for VakifBank. Ball to the outside. Cross court, that's gonna find some of the pink. Aicha catch, 27-year-old libero, watching it. Wiktoria Kowalska goes long. That'll do. A free point for VakifBank sends them over the edge, and a big win. First set done and dusted. (25-12). What a way for VakifBank to start. They're in their home gym. They already have that 3-0 win on the road, so they're coming into this match with full confidence, but more than confidence, execution. The way they played that first set was barely with an error. Let's have a look. Only 3 errors given up the entire match. 5 kill blocks. Neither team had an ace, but look at the spikes as well. And that's because they were being patient. Right? We saw that when they weren't in system to have that big swing, if the angle wasn't open, if they didn't have that shot, you saw a lot of soft rolls into the block, and the coverage was on point. (25-12). It doesn't get much better than that if you're VakifBank in your home gym and the fans letting them know with a little lights show. There is just nothing better than playing volleyball live in front of a group of fans that just love the sport as much as you do. I played back in Italy, back in the day, in Turkey, and I remember playing in these gyms and feeling that sensation of just being somewhere special. There's really something incredible about having fans that know the sport, love the sport, and support you no matter what. Speaking of players that deserve support, Gabby with some fantastic moves in the backcourt, but it's the top scoring of Jordan Thompson that's impressed me. 7 points she has so far, one of them a big stuff block. Ali Franti has 5 points. Gunesh been pretty impressive at the net as well. Her 4 points adding up On Rzeszów's side, well, Konea with 3 points. Odrosova has 4, but those are the 2 top scorers so far. On Rzeszów's side, they haven't really been getting into any kind of rhythm in the offense. Need to make some changes. VakifBank on the verge of taking the next set, and with it, they'll take their ticket to the quarterfinals. All the pressure on Rzeszów. How do they respond to Giovanni Guidetti's VakifBank team? Here we go, set number 2. And the first one, it is VakifBank getting it done on the very first point. Looking like a well-oiled machine at the moment, VakifBank. Serve gets the ball off the net again. Swing into the block and recycled. Gabby from the back court picked up. Ooh, a jumping set from the libero. Jansu gets in a good position to feed Franti, who finds the middle back. Gabby keeping things in play again. Thompson goes into the hands and doesn't see where the ball's coming back. Trying to get out of the way of it, hoping it was going out of bounds. She's looking for the hands there, so she's swinging and seeing that the hands of the middle blocker are facing out of bounds, but just they had a little bit of shape to them that let the ball go up and then down. Rzeszów on the board. Trying to get Giovanni into the mix, but I don't think his reception is what it used to be. Rzeszów looking for the tips and a scramble play, clever. We talked about this in the second set and how Rzeszów will certainly have been looking at the stats and realized, all right, we need to get out of this swing into the block mentality because it's going straight back down. Let's find other ways. Quick tip behind the block is one of them. Jurczyk with a tough serve. Oh, first time we've seen VakifBank have to send a free ball. Can the Polish side capitalize on it? Not if they're swinging at Gabby. And Thompson coming in with the cross court. She's a little inside. Had a lot of success with the balls in the last set, but that time misjudging the court. Had to make a big move to get under that ball. Ball dying basically in the middle of the court. Trying to grab some of the touch of the fingertips. Jurczyk sending a freebie back to the team in yellow. Is it yellow or is it gold? If you're watching on YouTube, let me know. Great serve. Ball stays in play on Vakif's side. Ogbogu with some heat. We haven't really seen her get that full energy going yet. She can be such a weapon, one of the most athletic middles of our generation. Have a look at that. Gets a one-on-one, sees exactly where she wants to go. Plenty of space down the channel. Rzeszów tying things up, 4 points apiece. They're going to have to stay close throughout this second set. Can't afford to let VakifBank get on any kind of run. How about an ace serve? Rzeszów sneaking one down the sideline between two players. Gabby and Franti, two of the best in the game, caught sleeping. Love that. Making sure there's a high five between the two. Both excellent humans as well as players. Great pickup. Ball stays in play. And Franti letting them know. You get me once, you're not getting me again. I played with Ali Franti in Malouse many a moon ago, and she loves a hard-driven ball, sees that there's some space down there, but she's going to go 100% on every single swing. That's something I can tell you with certainty. Never going half speed, Ali Franti. 5-5. On the outside, Coneo looking for a shot. Going a little wry. Coneo also played in Mulhouse last season. Before that, Vanel, Cannes, Italy, Colombia, Peru. Franti, 27-year-old American outside hitter, Casa Maggiore last season. Tough serve into play. Rzeszów goes off the hands. Jansu back to Ogbogu with some extra spice on it. Chaka Ogbogu, the 28-year-old American middle blocker, has been with VakifBank since 2021, and look at the slice on that. We saw her go cross court in the last, now she's targeting the line. That variety also a key point of the offense on VakifBank's side. Gabriela Makarawska-Kulej back into the mix, the 24-year-old Polish setter. Trying to change some things up on Rzeszów's side. Down the line, that's read well. Free ball coming from Gabby. Excellent execution, the pipe, but it's just out of bounds, and that might be one of the most disappointing swings for Rzeszów all day. You get a free ball from VakifBank, you have to score the point. That has to be a side out. It's an 8-5. And how about an ace serve? Ali Franti with barely a spin on it. Just, you can almost read Mikasa on the ball. Finds that inline timeout.
Even if they dig, the ball comes back at the free ball. But we need to score with good reception. Okay, this is where right now we are negative and we should make better. So let's go here. Let's go. And we step closer to the net. Good.
Quick shout out for Nana Achia on YouTube for letting me know it is indeed yellow and not gold. You never know. Want to be clear. Want to be correct. So the yellow of VakifBank is looking pretty sharp right now. 9-5. Franti looking to go for another top serve. Floats it deep. Almost the same spot. Gets the players off the net, into the block again, and VakifBank getting all the high fives from Coach Guidetti for good reason. Jansu low and tight, taking away her space. Now, as the setter, you often get targeted at the front court, but Jansu not going away easily. 182 centimeters of her low and tight. Good finish, 10-5, and VakifBank now on that run that Rzeszów was dreading. And with it, another ace serve. Ali Franti making her mark. Front court, back court, serve, block, a little bit of everything. This American outside hitter making a case for herself to be part of the 2024 Paris squad with USA. 11-5. Same spot again, and the blockers are ready. Gabby denying the opportunity at the net. Ball coming tight. You almost saw it there from Makarawska-Kulej, but it's another timeout. VakifBank looking good.
Run can go. Okay, keep pushing. Like that, all right, let's go here. Good.
Franti still at the line, 12-5. Stefan Antiga was looking for some solutions there, but he's not going to find it. Overpass leads to an absolute diamond in the rough from Gabby. Look at the vision. You can tell even from the back of her head, she is dialed in on that ball. 13-5. Tough serving is the strategy right now for Vakif. Another one. Taking a little bit off of it to keep it in play. VakifBank now in the driver's seat. Gabby a little inside, but the roundhouse swing. Classic Gabby. From off the net in an awkward position. Back set from the libero. And she finds some magic down the line. Gabby's been at the top of her game since 2019 with Vakif. Before that, played only in Brazil. Good defensive play. Thompson with an awkward looking swing. You know what? It happens to the best of us. The best, even in Champions League, make errors that you gotta just laugh it off and remind yourself that you're an Olympic gold medalist. Thompson gets a chance to prove it, and there it is. Jansu knew how much Jordan Thompson needed that set. She said, let me just give you this one, remind us, and there it is. One of the best opposites in the game. 15-6. Tiga looking a little stressed. Bogu targets Coneo. Here comes the run on the outside, underneath the blockers. Excellent finish from Anne Kalandadze, the 25-year-old Georgian outside hitter. Puts another point in the right direction for RZESZÓW. However, there's a lot of work to do. A 15-7 lead. VakifBank in control. Perfect pass. And the swing from Gunesh doesn't land. From the where I'm sitting, it looked a little low for her liking. You saw her elbow a little crunched up there. Perhaps a bit tight to the net. Perhaps Jansu forcing the middle. We haven't seen the middle attack in a while. Whatever the reason is, connection not there. Back to Thompson. Cross court, kept alive. Here comes the pipe and a stabbing defense, but a little bit of shine now on RZESZÓW's side. Amanda Coneo getting that point. Her sister Gabriella plays, her boyfriend Adrian plays in Scrabble. Hats off. Fair amount of volleyball in the family there for Coneo. Cross court from Gabby, off the hands and out of bounds. Also one of her go-to swings. She'll target the hands of the block. She was the best outside of the Club World Champs 2023, and she has a really unique style of swing. You'll see her arm comes from all the way underneath her, almost, we call it a roundhouse. You don't see that very often, but it can kind of throw off the blockers because they don't see her arm in time. Adding a bit of speed there, your chick, VNL bronze medalist in 2023, gets up early, sees her opportunity. Only one blocker up, it's Gabby. Plenty of space to work with there. 16-10. VakifBank still on the run. Gabriela Makarowska-Kulej. Short ball. A little bit of back and forth at the net. Blockers in place. Not quick enough. And Polish side trying to capture a little bit of momentum here. Excellent. Underneath the block. Little squeeze under there. Timeout again.
Just wait a little bit, jump on time, just to keep the ball a little more off the net. Only that, okay? Just the speed a little bit. But then we play, and we don't give a free ball. Then the ball comes to us, we give it to Jansu, and we play again. We just drop the aggressivity and the tension too much. Okay.
Giovanni Guidetti, highly regarded as one of the best coaches in the game, giving some pretty good advice there. Hey, I'm not liking the way you're dropping your aggressivity. First point was technical. Let's keep the ball a little bit off the net. Second point, I need to see that fire that I saw from the first set. That's what put VakifBank in such a good position. He said that's dropped a little bit. Let's see if they respond. Gabi into a one-on-one, and that is looking good for the Polish side. Rzeszów diving in. Gabriela Orvasova making her presence known. Jansu on the move, back to Thompson, tips it over. Polish side is in play, and they get another one. And Kalandadze, formerly played in Vuc, Greece, and PTT Spor and Ankara in Turkey, will know some of these players well, will know the fans will know her. And now Rzeszów down by just 3 points. Can Vakif get back in their winning ways? Not yet, with a cheeky slice. A deep off-speed shot. Kalandadze just reacting to the ball with a little beach move there. Down by 2 only. Change of setters. In comes Sarah van Eilen, the 24-year-old Dutch setter. And just in time, there's some changes made because Polish side is looking good. Look at that flat serve, absolutely zero spin on it. Ace touching the line, targeting the libero. And Rzeszów down by 1. Bump set from out of system. Gabi goes hard. Does she catch the fingertips? Yes, she does. But this is a very different looking ball game. Just a moment ago, VakifBank was leading by near enough 10 points. Franti off the block. Van Eilen pushes it tight for Thompson. She loves that. Can go aggressive with the dump set. Does really well to get her feet moving, give herself an approach. Knows she's going to be utilized. VakifBank now with a 3-point spread. Tough serve. Ball stays in play. It's free. Van Eilen out to Franti, who targets the deep. Sees a bit of space. Blockers are up a little bit late. 19-15, VakifBank back in a good direction. On the right side, oh, what a pickup from Gabi. Thompson has to send a free ball. Ball goes behind into the block and stays alive. Franti goes again, even harder, getting things done. And again, it's VakifBank finding ways to dominate even out of system. That's a bump set from the libero. Ball's inside, block is in place, and she is going full throttle to the sidelines. Gabi gets Polish side in some trouble. Free ball back their way. And a tricky little shot underneath the block. And Kalandadze, best outside and best server of the Polish League last year. And is now back to serve. Goes straight down the middle. Thompson into the hands, kept in play. Excellent pickup by the libero. Eye check. Franti again over the block. The athleticism that it takes to have that kind of swing, not only to go over the block, but to keep it in play in the backcourt, cannot be underestimated. Big stuff block. VakifBank feeling good. The American duo at the net. Bogu and Franti sending it right back to where it came from. Reminiscent of what we saw earlier on in the sets. Coneo looks for Gabby. Ball still in play. Franti gets involved. Arm swing, one of the fastest we've seen from her yet, and that's half the battle. Beat the blockers. There's the swing while they're not completely in place just yet. We saw Gabriela Orvasova still making her blocking move. (23-17). Rzeszów need to hold these 2 points from VakifBank. One of them is stopped with a big stuff on the outside. The crowd goes silent, but that's an excellent block. A big change from the last one we saw. Orvasova this time disciplined, low and tight, and strong with the core. Jucic sends a freebie, and that means VakifBank on the verge of taking the second set. It's 24-18. It says set point on your screen, but effectively, VakifBank needing only 2 sets. This is match point. Ball goes down the line. Swing, tip, still in play. Thompson to swing for it. And she will get it. VakifBank take the second set. And an excellent performance so far. Thompson back to what she's been doing all set long. It's 25-12. Second set, 25-18. A better showing by Rzeszów. Well, there was a little bit of a blip there in that second set. VakifBank seemed to have all the control up until Rzeszów crept back into it with some pretty aggressive serving and blocking. Let's have a look at these stats then. More spikes on Istanbul's side. Even in the blocks, 3 aces to 2, pretty even there as well. Not much in it in that second set except for the spikes. VakifBank taking the first 2 sets, and there are about 9,000 of you watching on YouTube, and we love to see it. Volleyball, in my humble opinion, one of the best sports in the world with some of the best fans in the world, and you can see it right there. Join the conversation online. Use hashtag CLVolleyW if you have anything to tweet, anything to Insta, anything to Snapchat, anything to, you know, anywhere use social media. That's where we are as well. We love to hear from you and your views on the match, your fans, your favorite players, your favorite moments, whatever you want to share with us. Let's keep growing this sport. It's the best. Fans in Istanbul having a time with the lights show, and rightfully so. Their team looking really good. Francie right now with 12 points. She also got those 2 aces, so she stepped up all areas of her game. We knew she would. Thompson already at 10 points as well. Gabby cleaning it up with 7 as well. I'd like to see a little more middle action. We've got Jaka with 5 points and Gunesh with 4. But on terms of Rzeszów's side, they're struggling to get over 10 points. Orvasova so far, the top scorer with 9. She's got 3 big blocks, so she's been pretty much the dominant force at the net in terms of slowing down VakifBank, but every other player needing to step up their role. Well, as we mentioned, first 2 sets in the bag, which means VakifBank effectively have already got the W, and they will be moving on to the next round. So we might see a few changes on Vakif's side. And just to explain one more time, if you win 3-0 or you win 3-1, which is what VakifBank did in their away leg of this round, then the other team has to do the same, a 3-0 or a 3-1 win. Now they've lost 2 sets, Rzeszów, so they cannot get a 3-0 or a 3-1, so the win goes to Vakif. So indeed, you do see a few changes on the court. First of them, number 20, Sarah Van Alen to serve to get us underway in the 3rd set. Vakif still wearing the yellow on the right, and Rzeszów in the blue on the left. Now they can play free, they can be relaxed. Maybe get a little bit of a revenge action going off the hands of Alexia Karatasu, the 20-year-old Turkish-Romanian opposite. Tight scramble at the net goes Rzeszów's way. A big push against Bahar. Bahar Akbay, the 26-year-old Turkish middle blocker. Serve goes down the line. Out of system play for VakifBank. Hits the end line. And a good finish there. Serve drops in the middle. An inside swing kept in play. Rzeszów again from the right side, just rolling it over. And that has been the difference maker when Rzeszów sees the opportunity. The blocking was fantastic in the first couple of sets. Different personnel on court now. Require different action. Coneo going line again. Targets Bianca Busa in the reception. Good pickup by the Serbian outside hitter. Finish there from Karatasu, who's been with VakifBank since 2022. Akbay. To the corner. Into the block and out of bounds. Rzeszów seeing their opportunity, targeting the arms of the American Chaka Ogbogu, one of the few players left on court from the original 7. Ball not handled well in the reception. No blockers up. Big swing, doesn't land. That one does, though, right into the corner. Orvasova, one of the top scorers so far, continues in that direction. Goes high and deep over the hands of the blockers. That's much better from VakifBank. Needed a little bit of spice. And that is exactly what they'll get there on the right side. Karatasu, best scorer of the Turkish League in 2022. Goes back for a tough serve, gets one in. Now it's the response of the Polish side. Clips the fingertips. I think you can see it there in slow motion, just enough to get the touch. Short serve on Buse. Back to Ogbogu, and what a rip. That's what she's capable of when given the right ball. High, just drifting a little past the blockers and then swinging it outside the hands in front of her. Ball goes long. Rzeszów have an opportunity here and an ace serve to go with it. They are on a mission to take this set, 8-4. Çevetçoğlu not handling the serve. And two in a row, ace serves. Going the way of Rzeszów. One to the left, one to the right. And now a timeout. 9-4.
Communication, we move left, okay? And then she's the 1 o'clock player. Yeah, okay, alright, let's go. Okay.
And Kalandadze with two awesome ace serves. Can she go for the hat trick, 3 in a row? Indeed she does. Tough serve, but doesn't land. Good response in the defense. On the outside, into the block, and a second touch off Shako Bogu's head. Turns around a little too quick. There's the touch. She knew it was coming. You see that little bit of flinch. You're always told as a middle blocker, if you don't know where the ball is, look up. I think she knew in her heart of hearts, this is coming right back down on me. Well, a good choice there by the setter, Sarah van Eilen. I like using your players that have just made an error or something silly has happened. Get them back involved. Get the confidence high. Remind them why they're there. That's exactly what Van Eilen does for Ogbogu, who's back to serve now. Looks into the deep corner. Finds Coneo. Big swing on the outside. And a stencil, Obiala. Targeting the block in front of her, doing a good job there. Rzeszów, 11-5, another tough serve. And the block says not today. Data, Çevetçoğlu. In an awkward situation there. Trying to swing that ball from behind her. VakifBank stays in play. Outside the antenna, not gonna work. And another point for the Polish side, 13-5. VakifBank looking like a completely different squad. Well, That's because every player except one middle and one libero has been changed. Another timeout. Back at it, Rzeszów 13-5, finding all the cracks in the VakifBank armor, but there's a response. There is exactly what Deria Tebeciolu needed, some more of that. She needed to find some confidence, and that's the way to do it. Tip it right over the block. Find that space. Just get yourself on the board. Another good swing. To the right side and finds the defense in the backcourt. Buza with no response to that heavy arm. Gabriela Orvasova, one of the go-to players, continues to be for the Polish side. Tip from Vakif, stays in play. There's the pipe, off the hands, and again, it's Rzeszów. Really setting the tone for this third set. The speed of that set, blockers really scrambling to close it up. I like the use of the pipe from Rzeszów. We haven't seen a whole lot of it. Close, very close. Gabriela Makarowska-Kulej almost with another ace serve there, just gone long. Here comes Poland, tipping it back. Excellent pickup. Poland trying to do the same thing. There's Vakif now in a situation to swing on the right side. Looking for the hands of the blockers. They are not there for the taking. Alexia Karatasu finding a little too much of the blue. So a couple of changes, reversing, Gabby back on court to stabilize a little bit of the reception. Always tough to change an entire squad all at once. Ball on the outside, Rzeszów into hands, going again. And the block allowing another big swing on the outside. We see the timing of the blocker's arms there, a little bit loose. 18-7. Good ball in, and the swing on the outside looking good. Buza hasn't had a whole lot on the offense so far. Bahar Akbay. Finds the sideline, going again on the outside, and there's a big block. That is what VakifBank needs. They know they've got it up their sleeve. Chako Bogu, one of the best blockers potentially in the world, gets that inside arm, and watch the finish as well. She not only, it's almost as soon as she feels the touch of the ball, then presses even further, straight back down and in. Oh, good serve off the net. An even better reaction from the Polish side, using the middle. We haven't seen them. They've been relatively quiet all match long, but there it is. The moment to use your quick attack is when you get that perfect ball in. 19 serving 9. Jurček gives a freebie back. Well, there won't be too much worry at this point for the Polish side. Topspin swing stays on the Polish side, and that's fair enough. The overpass forced Buza in the right place at the right time. Backcourt setter means she cannot attack. Overpass stays in play on the outside. Buza goes cross and finds it. That is more like the VakifBank we've seen. An out-of-system play. An inside swing and finding a way to make it work. Strong serve, tip from the middle. Going again, VakifBank sending their own tip, and there's the response. VakifBank looking for different ways to swing rather than straight into the block. They're looking a little bit more controlled, more in tempo. And there's a timeout. ZESZÓW taking their first.
We are making well, but we want what to say. Absorb a bit more, like the last one meter from the net. Okay? Aki safe, it's not attacking.
Having a look at some of the comments on YouTube. Someone mentioning Gabby changing the whole mood of the team, and then some fire emojis. I have to agree with you. There are certain players in the game that if you take them off the court, the entire chemistry changes. You need some of these players sometimes. Gabby's certainly one of them for that kind of cohesion and team spirit. Bump set now. ZESZÓW on the right side, picked up, coming back to the team in blue. Tight play, and it stays on VakifBank's side, and that ball called an over by the setter for reaching. Let's have another look at that. The setter is back court, mind you, so she cannot cross the plane of the net. Even if she's front court, she can't really. You can see pretty clear as day there. Yes, reaching over to grab the ball. Right side swing. Oh, what a defense. And VakifBank are back. Yes, indeed. Aylin, formerly Sariolu, now Achar with an excellent pickup. The libero, 28-year-old Turkish player with a stabbing defense, forcing another timeout from ZESZÓW, down by 3.
Okay? And I also leave more. Okay, there is really nothing in that part of the court. Let's go, one good side out, girl.
Well, if you're just joining us, VakifBank winning the first 2 sets relatively easily, and then switching up the personnel for the third because they've essentially already punched their ticket to the next round, given some of the players that don't normally get a go on the court, and for good reason, an ace serve. And have a look at that. VakifBank are doing the damage. Alexia Karutasu with a super ace serve, aggression and confidence building point by point. 18-16. Well, that's more like the VakifBank we're used to seeing. Does not matter that that ball went long. The confidence and the power and just the desire to go for that tough serve. That's what VakifBank's been showing us all match long. Seeing a little spark of it now. Again. Gabby with the perfection in the reception. And that's what it does. One perfect ball on the head of the setter and all things unlock. just one blocker on the outside. 3, maybe even 4 attackers available. VakifBank now down just by 2 here in the stretch. Corneo going off the hands of the block. A recycle play, and it's Gabby on the outside. Oh, how about that? Some football. Yes, the ball is still up from Achar. And VakifBank are doing it. They are coming back in a big way. Talk about a team performance. Every single player almost touching that ball. There's Achar stepping in to get it up. And the side slice to finish it off. Bianca from the line. Cross. There's the swing. Doesn't touch. Ball is out. VakifBank are back in the game. No touch on the block, and even with 1 step out of bounds, Karatasu said, nope, that's not for me. We're tied up. 19 points apiece. What a comeback from the team in yellow. Well, Poland's side forced to tip there. Good solid block up. And Achar in a good space, got that touch, made the move. Good feet, good eyes. Just final execution not making Guidetti happy. He'd love a 3-0 win here. That'll help. It'd feel really good for the coach to know that his players, even the bench squad, can come in and compete at Champions League level. That is an incredible feat. Ball out of system for the Polish side. Off the block, Gabby in place, but not quick enough. A 1-point lead shifts back to the Polish side. Oh, I think we might have seen a touch of the net there, and that's what the players are mentioning. They're motioning to Giovanni Guidetti to ask for that challenge. He trusts his players, and I think you saw in the replay the same thing that I did. The blocking player jumping up and catching the net on the way down. So if that challenge does reverse, VakifBank will have earned themselves the lead here in the third set. Of course, we need the Pink Panther music to keep things suspenseful. Have to say, VakifBank have absolutely turned on a dime. It's a difficult position to be in. They've already moved on. They still want to be competitive, but they also want to give the second string players a chance. And when I say second string, it's with all respect, because this is the best, one of the best teams in the world. That the players that don't get that much play time, get them on the court, give them a chance. Absolutely the right decision. But that's tough to find that chemistry when you're just on for the first time in the match. Challenges for net touch, have a look. Tell me what you see. Wait for it. There it is. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I didn't see that in real time. The ball touches the floor and then there's a net touch. That's the explanation there. Ball touches the floor, it's out, it's done, then there's the net touch. Crazy rule, but it is. Bump set for Vakif. Gabby down the middle. Ball's off the net. And a double called on the setter of Rzeszów. Gabriela Makarovska-Kulej catching those hands a little too chunky. Tied up at 21. VakifBank have come back from the dead. Corneo with the first touch. Swings cross and it's up. Achar with a great defense. Excellent work by the Polish side to keep things in play, but there's the block of VakifBank, and Gabby, a protagonist of the wall. Absolutely no surprises there. Game changer, she's been called, and for good reason. VakifBank back in the lead. Sarah Van Alen. Tough serve, and it's down. It's an ace serve for Sarah Van Alen, the MVP of the German Super Cup in 2023. Targets the libero. The ball is high. The ball is playable, but the ball touches the floor. That's got a sting more than any point so far for RZESZOW. Almost as if they're conceding to VakifBank coming back. That time, a better ball in. Cross ball is dug. On the outside to Gabby with the tip, and there is nobody home. Would you believe it if you saw the scoreline just a few moments ago? With that perfect finesse, VakifBank have set point and match point. Oh, it would have been fitting to get it on an ace serve from Van Alen. She's made a fantastic contribution to the match. Coming in halfway through the second set, getting some reps. Match point. Shah keeps it in play. Gabby sends a free ball to the corner. Good placement. Coneo into the block. Going again, the Polish side back to the Colombian outside hitter. Doesn't work. On the right side, defense can't keep it alive, and Polish side are not done yet. Still match point. VakifBank knocking on the door of a 3-0 victory, and they will take it with an error in the serve. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? VakifBank with their non-starters able to take a 3-0 victory. A huge team performance from every single player on the court. Great fight from the Polish side of RZESZOW, but there was not much they could do there. Captain Gabby with the handshakes. What a match for VakifBank. An emotional one, the first two sets, knowing they needed just to clinch those two to get themselves the ticket, and then having to come fighting back from the dead. What a way for VakifBank to prove they are one of the best teams in the world from top to bottom. And the fans, well, you know better than I do how much the Turkish love their volleyball. I know there's some Brazilians watching, certainly some Americans. There's players from all over the world here on this squad. Perhaps some Serbians, perhaps some Dutch as well. And that is how it was done. 25-12, 25-18. And that third set is where RZESZOW really came back to life, just like they did the last time these two teams met. Well, 3-0 win means, let's have a look at those stats. Overall, 10 blocks to 5, 6 aces to 5, so those pretty similar looking, but 17 errors. VakifBank gave up just 11 in 3 sets. 11 errors only. That's an incredible number. They just were flawless in those first couple of sets. Didn't allow anything at all. You saw it from the scoreline. You saw it from the players' points as well. Francie still the top scorer at the end of the match with 12 points. Thompson with 10. Gabby coming in absolutely clutch, finishing with 9. We also saw some points racked up from some other players as well. Chako Bogu with 9. Bianca Buza finishing with 6. Sarah Gunesh with 2 as well. On the other side, RZESZOW Only a couple of players standing out. Gabriela Orvasova with 16 points. (3-0) for VakifBank. Someone on YouTube telling me they're also watching from Australia at 4:30 in the morning. That is how much this world loves volleyball, and we love it for you. Well, what a match. VakifBank bringing out the big guns there at the end. Hopefully, we might get a little chance to chat or hear from one of the players. But until then, I'll just give you some of the stats we're working with. I talked to you already about a couple of the stats from VakifBank, but Rzeszów, their top players, Gabriela Orvasova had 16 and Kalandadze had 10. We didn't really see any full fluidity on that side just yet. So VakifBank going to be heading on to face Conegliano in the next round of the Champions League. They are the reigning champions of this competition and now in a position to get it for the third time in a row. Franti and Thompson continue as the top scorers so far. And the MVP nod goes to Ali Franti. A fantastic performance by her. Keep in mind, she didn't play the third set, but nevertheless had 12 points, 2 of them aces, and 1 block. So a big game changer she was as well. Excellent representation for the USA. Well, no doubt that the Conegliano players and Paola Gonu herself will have been watching this match closely from the comfort of their couches in Italy, just as you did from wherever you're watching in the world, and we hope that you enjoyed it. This is the highest level of competition in international club volleyball, well, European at least, and we love to bring it to you. Huge performance by VakifBank. They're moving on. Conegliano awaits them just shortly in the next round. That'll be on the 29th of February in Italy. So far, Conegliano undefeated. VakifBank having to fight their way into it, and you saw that more so than anything in that third set where they had to dig deep, get into the bench, and use all the weapons available.
Coach, congratulations for the games and for the finding the way of quarterfinals again. How do you evaluate the game?
I think we did our job. We want to come here and win the first 2 sets and the best way we can, and we did with a little bit of rest in the second set, but we recovered very well. And then in the third set, I may give rest to some player, and the player that enter, they did pretty good. So I think that was a good day in front of our fans.
And next opponent is Conegliano, which is really a strong team, just like us. Generally, if you think about your team performance until today, what should you do more after then, or less?
I think that we are growing, we are improving match by match, and of course Conegliano is very, very strong. And I mean, they really want to win everything in Italy and in Europe, and we are very excited to play against Conegliano. It will be the first time that we play Conegliano in our gym, not in a final, but it will be the first time. So we are very glad that our spectators can see a lot of amazing players, a lot of amazing volleyball in basically in 10 days.
Thank you for joining us. Thanks.
Two of the best teams in the world set to go head to head. They'll be playing one home and one away. That means one in Italy, one here in this gym. The VakifBank ISTANBUL Arena. Well, some strong words there from Giovanni Guidetti. Calm and relaxed. He looked pretty well in control that whole match. Of course, just those first 2 sets is all he needed, and his team got it.
Double congratulations for your team performance and for your personal performance. How do you evaluate the game?
You know, I think Rzeszów did a great job tonight. They really pushed the serve, and it was really hard for our receivers at some point, so they really did a good job of pushing us tonight. We knew it wasn't going to be an easy match. They're a very respected team, and so we knew going into this that we had to play our A game and always play hard. So it was a good fight. I'm proud of the girls. We fought at the end, and that's what really helped us.
And you are in a quarterfinal again as VakifBank, but the next opponent is Conegliano, which is really strong team, just like you. What should you do more or less?
You know, I think we just got to continue to grow our game. I think we're peaking right at the right moments, and you know, I think we just have to focus on what we can control and play our game and go from there. You know, obviously Conegliano is a very strong team and they're very respected, and so we're gonna have to bring our A game and be the best we can.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
So much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Ali Franti, not only an amazing volleyball player, but an amazing human too. Just got to throw that in there, one of my besties. But good luck to both the teams, Conegliano and VakifBank. Fantastic performance, 3-0 here today, and I'll be tuning in to the next one. For now, from all of us here at the CEV, thanks for watching. My name's Q Michael. Catch you on the next one.